feel that energy of people wanting you to succeed, wanting you to do good.
Wow.
People that were there for the ride back at the Ice House, 20 some odd years ago.
Look at all those
And
people.
so, yeah.
That is insane. That's insane.
It was a beautiful moment. I was choked up in the first 30 seconds walking out there because they just kept cheering like and then I said, we did it. And it was over after that. So it was a big emotional, show for me. On Netflix, it was an hour and almost 2 hours, but the actual night I was on stage for over 3.
Wow.
And they could not get me off that stage because then I broke out a bottle of tequila, and then I turned it into a big quinceañera is what I did at the end. And I got fined by Dodger Stadium for going over the time.
That's hilarious.
If you run the light of the club, it's all right, come on, maybe you mess up.
How much did they fine you? Well, you don't have to say.
It was over 100.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Dodger Stadium. Come on, guys. Stop being cunts. Is that like operating costs? Like, what is that?
Well, you got to figure all the costs that go into the union, the staff. I mean, there's so many people that work there.
Had to be worth it, though.
Yes.
Had to be worth it.
I'd do it all over again. It was the greatest night of my life, and so happy to pay the fine.
That's amazing. That's when I saw Bill Burr do Fenway Park. A similar sort of situation, like holy shit.
Yeah, and to do it in your hometown, that's
exactly.
the best part. Well, I think it's always harder to get love at home. That's why you go out on the road and you do your thing, and I think that getting that love at home, like I never got to perform at a comedy club at home until I became successful on the road. I didn't get the Laugh Factories or the Comedy Stores or the Improvs until I went out and did.
That doesn't make sense though. Why would that be true? Were you hanging around?
You got to figure 20 some odd years ago, maybe they had a Latino night. You had to really know somebody. Somebody had to really vouch for you, or you just, it was weird. Most of my shows were at bars.
So what year did you start?
I started in 97.
97. So most of those years you're hopping around, doing bars.
One-nighters and stuff like that. Oh, so-and-so has a room. So-and-so has a room. Blah, blah,
Joey
blah.
Diaz took me to a lot of those places.
Oh, yeah.
Joey Diaz would tell you, come on, motherfucker, you want to go to the real place? He would take you to some Chinese restaurant in the middle of nowhere. It's run by Mexican people. It was amazing. Joey would take you.
Want to see where Escobar would spend his weekends?
He would go to all these fucking crazy shows, but he had a philosophy behind it. He was like, I want to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere. I want to get in front of these fucking momos. I want to go down to the east side and rock those motherfuckers. He was just like, he wanted to do all kinds of different shows, like just to like feel it out, And I think he's right. They're like those dingy bar shows. There's something about those shows that teach it a little extra, different muscle.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
But the cool part is that I was used to performing in places like that before I actually got an audience that was willing to just be quiet and listen.
Yes.
So I felt like, oh, wow, that was hard, because you have to come out the gate swinging to get people in a bar, people that are focused on the game, focused on trying to hook up, having a drink, trying to wait, waiting for somebody. There's all kinds of different things happening. And so the fact that, to be able to go out there and get their attention, that was like it was school.
Yeah, it is school. It is school. It's a school that no one is going to give you a lesson plan. You got to kind of do it all yourself, and you got to learn from the other people that are doing it, like Joey. But it's like I did the same thing in Boston. We got road gigs because those are the ones that they would pay you to drive 2 hours and do some 40 minutes in front of a bunch of crazy people.
And you were excited to do it.
Oh, my God, yeah. It was amazing. Just the fact that you were making money doing comedy was amazing. And you're learning how to do it. You're learning how to do it the hard way. In restaurants and bars and pubs and just weird little outdoor venues. And
there was no social media back then, no YouTube, no TikTok video clips, nothing that you could post. You just had to go out and...
But honestly, that's great because that gave you this chance to, first of all, know you really wanted it. Because if you were really going to grind it out every night, going to all these weird, shitty places for no money, for years you're not making any money. You got to be committed to that because a lot of people, they got one foot in, 1 foot out. They have one good set and they're like, maybe I'll give comedy a try. But guys like you and guys like me, we're out there every fucking night. Every night. I
knew that with time, money would come as long as I stuck it out. I was in a very cush position when I started doing stand-up. So it was a little, challenging to say goodbye to security.
Yeah.
I had a great gig selling cell phones. I was making about $5K a month, and in 1997, working in sales, making that, I had never had insurance. I had, a nice little PPO plan.
Couldn't you work there during the day?
I did.
For how long?
I did. I lasted about a year because I found out that I couldn't just do my job and then go do shows at night and then go home. You couldn't go home. You had to stay out. We had to wind up at a Denny's. You had to wind up at some freaking taco shop or whatever at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning talking to other comics because that was the only other way you were going to find out about another show.
Yeah.
You couldn't send a tweet. You couldn't send a text because you didn't have that as an option. You had to talk to people. And, hey, so-and-so has a room. Oh, really? What's it? Okay, give me that number. And you had to learn to write numbers and save numbers and information and learn how to follow up. Hey, what do you think about, and then, yeah. Can you vouch for me? That meant a lot back then.
Yes.
Someone calling on your behalf. Hey, so-and-so's got a tight 10.
Yeah, it's huge. That's huge.
So staying out late at night, coming home at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then having to be up at 7 to go do my 9 to 5. Fortunately, I was young, and I was able to hang for about a year, and then I just couldn't. I was falling asleep at work, and I got caught. I was working inside of a little kiosk selling cell phones, and one time I just kind of, let me do some inventory here on the floor, and then I guess I was snoring and somebody caught me.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, oh.
Oh, my God. That's a beautiful story, though. That's an American dream story.
And I thought that because I had done a couple of television shows and I saw the money that I could make doing stand-up at that time, I said, oh, well, and then you start doing the math, the delusional math. Well, if I get one of these a month and I do this and this and this, I only need this much to pay my rent, this much to pay my car note, I'm going to be fine. And I quit my day job and I got evicted from my apartment because I ran out of money so fast. They came after my car. The repo guy was looking for the car. I got evicted. I went to go sleep on my sister's couch. It was